So whenever you're ready.
Hey, so my name is Flo Chase. I'm a 24-year-old almost now, singer-songwriter. In terms of genre, it would be indie folk. It's always hard to explain what genre it is, but I guess indie folk is a good way to put it. So you can probably hear a bit of an accent. It's a mixture of French and Australian. I was born in France, but I grew up in Australia, in Sydney, Australia. And I'm now based in LA, so I just moved back out here. I grew up on a small French island called New Caledonia. I was born in Paris, but I moved there when I was 1. And I was brought up into music since a young age. Both of my parents are musicians. As a hobby, not as a job, but they both play guitar. My sister's a singer. So since I was 10, I think that's the first time first time I picked up guitar was when I was 10 years old. And then I started singing when I was 15, once I was in Australia. So I moved when I was 12 to a small town called Noosa on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. And that's when I started singing lessons and I fell in love with it, started writing songs. Then I decided to move to Sydney where I studied music performance, and that's sort of when it became a full-time job. I guess movies is probably a big thing that prompted me to come here because everything looks so cool about LA in movies. I'd never been here, but it's like I grew up watching movies in Hollywood and it just felt like, yeah, I wanted to come and check it out. So I came late last year, fell in love with it, and I did everything I could to get a proper situation here, and now I'm based here. So, but I guess movies would be a big thing, and then touring as well. Like some of my favorite artists I follow, I just see them, they're mostly touring around America, which has got a much bigger scene, I think, than Australia in terms of touring. So that's also a big reason why I sort of merge out here. So the main goal is just to keep playing music for as long as I can, and hopefully keep making a living out of it. But yeah, the main goal is to keep writing songs, build up a fan base, build up my fan base, and play bigger and bigger shows every year. That's the main goal, just to keep doing music, keep writing. I wrote this song, Kiss You Goodbye, from traveling. As I said, I went back home for about 4 months and I traveled all over Pacific Asia. So this song was based on my personal experience traveling and meeting someone. And then lots of things, even like pictures inspiring me, and a bit of everything, but mostly personal experiences. Yeah. One part of the American dream is, as I said, you can travel so much here. It's such like Australia is massive as well, but you've got so many cities where you can play. So the American dream for me was just to rent out a caravan or a camping car, whatever you want to call it, put my guitar in the back and then just drive off and play as many cities as I can. I was here about a year ago, actually, late last year. It's the first time I came here. I came out with my brother and we were like, we're going to check it out, see how we like it. And hopefully I had to find management in order to apply for a visa. So we were here for 3 months. I found my management and now I headed back home. I was planning to go back home for 1 month, then fly back in, and I had to wait about 6 months until the old visa process. So I was planning on coming back for 3 months, getting out and coming back in. But the thing with the government here is they don't like it too much when you come back as a tourist in the country. They're thinking you're starting to work or doing something wrong. So anyway, I found myself in LAX, and as I flew back in from Australia, they decided that I could not come back in until I had my visa approved. So I got locked into a little cell room for 30 hours, not knowing what was going to happen, what was happening, and I got flown back home. When I was at the airport dealing with the custom officer, funny enough, he mentioned which I knew, the O1 visa is a really tough visa to get here, the performer visa. And basically he didn't really like me, to be honest, which is fair enough, but he just said, you'll never get it, you never won a Grammy, you won't be able to come back. You're like most people that just spend so much money in lawyers But anyway, it is a proof that I'm here, so it's like the day where I can hopefully win a Grammy. I want to make the story about all that. Even though as bad as the experience was and as pissed off as I was at them for treating me in such a bad way, the dream was still there. So I was like, I'm gonna do everything I can to get that visa and come back. So the new single coming out is called Kiss You Goodbye. And I actually wrote it in that period of traveling back home and coming back here. So it's very influenced about traveling and saying goodbye to loved ones. So there's a bit of a sad story, and there's also the positive of just keeping pushing and following your dreams. So yeah, I'll play you a little bit of it. It's called Kiss You Goodbye. Should take my ring off because it makes a weird noise. never dream ever to be again. Soon I'm on my way, can't say I ain't afraid of time. Shy-eyed away, can't say I ain't dying of trying. Kiss you goodbye, gonna kiss you goodbye, kiss you goodbye, bye. Kiss you goodbye, gonna kiss you goodbye, kiss you goodbye, bye. Kiss you goodbye. Thank you. My dream's American made. Join the Uprising.